Skiing attracts thousands of us to the slopes every year, but now the sheer number of winter sports enthusiasts is putting fragile mountain environments under severe pressure. Martin Roberts has been to Aspen to see how America's chicest resort is tackling the uphill job of coping with the downhill jet set.
Skiing is a wonderful pastime, but it's generally not very environmentally friendly. However, here in Aspen, they're doing everything they can to make sure that surroundings don't suffer because of our love of the sport.
On the surface, it all looks clean and gorgeous, but the impact of tens of thousands of skiers on these wilderness areas can be devastating. Views like these can be ruined by erosion, pollution and insensitive development.
Goldie Hawn, Jack Nicholson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they all come here, and there are more fur-lined ski jackets on the slopes than you can shake a stick at. Now, the resort really could have expanded like mad, but one of the first things which the people here did to protect it is to control the building of hotels, thereby limiting the number of visitors.
That doesn't mean you have to pay Hollywood prices to stay here. There are glitzy spots that'll cost you a small fortune, but there's also a good number of value-for-money places where you won't need to be a movie star to pay the bill.
Well, they start them young with their environmental awareness campaign here. This is the Winter Wild Things Trail for youngsters at the resort.
It's on the mountains where Aspen's action plan for protecting the area for future generations begins, by educating those who'll benefit.
So tell me about the children's program you've got running.
Well, we think skiing's a little more than just sliding down a mountain, so we bring kids here and we teach them about alpine ecosystems and the trees and the wildlife, and give them a little more than just skiing. When we start with 5, 6, 7-year-olds, they can teach their parents. Nothing like a 4-foot eco-cop around the house.
A scary prospect. There's more worthwhile stuff here at the Aspen Centre for Environmental Studies.
Chris, anything you're particularly proud of here?
Well, right here in the center of Aspen, Aspen Skiing Company's Environment Foundation recently supported a project to reintroduce native Colorado cutthroat trout back into the wild. It's a great place where kids can come and learn. We encourage that also.
What do the children do when they come here?
The children are learning all kinds of things, learning about insects, learning how wildlife survives, learning about the birds, learning about golden eagle.
And it looks like they've got us sussed too. The wildlife adds to Aspen's appeal, the mountains being the perfect environment for birds and humans to flourish. The main town is as picturesque as you could wish for, and there's enough bars, clubs and restaurants to keep a serious partygoer happy for a month. The next morning, it was back up into the mountains for some more environmental updates. But first, well, you can't do a ski story without testing the slopes, can you? The well-manicured snow is a joy to ski on. And you never know quite who you're going to bump into. Michael Douglas has his home just round the corner. He'd just announced his engagement to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Apparently, she was taking it easy on the ranch while he took some time out. And if you nip to the bar for a drink after skiing, you'll find even more celebs. Michael Jordan loves this place. Nearby was another example of the efforts they're making to sympathetically cater for the environment and the needs of visitors.
Well, we look at the big picture environmental impacts of ski areas, and one of those is energy use. So we decided to power the entire cirque lift with wind. And that's equivalent to planting 17 acres of trees a year or not driving your car 95,000 miles in terms of reduced pollution.
Well, I've come behind the scenes now, and there's lots of work going on here too.
They recycle everything, including fluorescent tubes that used to pollute the river with mercury. They steam clean everything instead of using solvents. And even the pickup trucks are powered with environmentally friendly natural gas. Back in town, there's another example of simple solutions to cutting down on pollution.
Well, there's no point in having an environmental policy on the slopes if down here in the town everyone's driving around in gas-guzzling cars. So they've introduced a free shuttle bus service which takes you between all the different mountains.
2 miles up and you'll find wild Aspen. It's quiet and incredibly beautiful.
And you know, these are aspen trees, the resort's named after these. To protect this kind of habitat that Aspen Skiing Company isn't expanding like some other Colorado resorts.
Well, that's just another example of the kind of care you're taking over the environment here. And in reflection of that, I'd like to introduce Nick from British Airways.
Howdy. Hi.
On behalf of British Airways, I'd like to present this award to a very worthy organization, the Aspen Skiing Company. Congratulations, Auden.
Thank you. And you know, it's been a team effort from the CEO on down to the people loading the lifts, and we appreciate it.
Very good job indeed.
Congratulations, and make sure you keep looking after this beautiful mountain.
Will do.
And now let's take a look at the fact file.